Class 8 Biology, Chapter 4 Endocrine, Circulatory and Nervous System. Good morning, students. Dear students, as you know that human body, the smallest unit, it is the cell. Now cell constitute the tissues, and tissues later on constitute the organ, and then several organs constitute the organ system. So out of several organ systems in our body, in this chapter we are going to discuss three systems. They are namely endocrine, circulatory and nervous system. So students, here there is a warm-up activity for you people, and whatever you have learned in your previous class, based on those learnings you need to complete these fill-ups. So students, in the previous classes you have briefly studied about the circulatory and nervous system. Now let's study about these organ systems in detail. So this chapter also introduces you to the endocrine system of human beings. So we are familiar with some basics of circulatory system. We are familiar with the nervous system also, but here there is an introduction of the new system, that is your endocrine system. Now, an organism performs a number of activities for its survival. Besides, several other functions occur continuously inside its body. All the internal and external activities of an organism need to be properly timed and coordinated to ensure its survival. The balance of activities of a living organism as per the needs of the body internally or externally is called simply coordination. So for our survival students, both internally and externally, there should be coordination. If I talk about internally, internal organ system, so there should be coordination between our organ systems. And if I talk about externally, so externally, let me give you one example. For example, if we people are running, okay, so during running we know there is a coordination between our both legs and also between our hands. Although we are running with our legs only, but we are taking the support of the hand also while running. So means if we just try to run without the movement of our hands, we will not be that much fast if there is free movement of our hands also while running. So basically this is a result of the coordination, proper coordination between hands and the legs. That running example. So likewise, internally also, for example, for our survival, what we do need to have, we need to have oxygen, we need to have food, we need to have water. But oxygen we are taking through our lungs, and food we are taking through our mouth. That food goes to our digestive system, that means a stomach and a small intestine. There they are digested into nutrients. The nutrients then later on pass to the blood. Blood is a part of circulatory system. Digestion of food is a part of digestive system, okay, and thereafter the oxygen and the nutrients, especially the glucose, okay, they get reacted to produce energy. So in this very example we have seen the breathing process, okay, and the digestive system. So digestive system and the respiratory system as well as the circulatory system. So all these three systems, I have given the example by taking these three systems. Otherwise all the systems in our body, they are necessary for our survival. So means between the systems also, between the different systems of our body, there must be a coordination. Now the coordination in human beings is of two types. First is nervous coordination and second is chemical coordination. So this nervous coordination we have already learned in our previous classes. So let us see. This is brought about by the brain, nerves and sense organs. For example, your mother has prepared your favorite dish for lunch and kept it on the dining table. Now the act of eating that dish involves a number of coordinated activities. Eyes help to locate the dish and nose smells it. The brain records this information and sends a message to the hands to pick up the dish and eat it. So it is a simple coordinated activity between our eyes. It involved our eyes, nose, our hands also, our brain also. So all these means the information from our eyes went to our brain, the information from our nose went to our brain, and from brain the information went to our hands to pick the food up. So the transfer of information here took with the help of nerve cells that you already know. Another name of nerve cell is neuron. So that sort of coordination comes under the category of nervous coordination. But this topic which we are going through right now, it involves chemical coordination. The endocrine system involves this chemical coordination. Now let us see what is happening over there. This type of coordination is brought about by certain chemicals called hormones. For example, recall what happens when suddenly a dog starts chasing you, you get frightened, your heart beats faster and you try to run away from it. In such a situation, certain hormones is released into the blood, which provides you extra strength and energy to run. Now here in this example, students, you may think that running is because of our legs we are running, and the signal will be coming from our brain to run. That is true, and because of this condition, it should come under the nervous coordination. But you see, when you saw the dog chasing you, suddenly your heart beats faster. Okay, that heart beats faster. So basically this signal generated within your body, it was not transferred from the brain to the heart, but indeed your heart started beating faster itself under the control of certain chemicals. Okay, that's why it has been taken in the category of the chemical coordination, this very example. Okay, so here a new word has also come, that is hormone. So what are hormones? So basically hormones are the chemicals which are secreted in our body, and they act as a sort of messenger. So the chemicals which are acting as a sort of messenger secreted in our body, they are called hormones. Okay. Now students, in our body, certain cells are involved in certain sort of secretions. Means they are secreting certain sorts of compounds or chemicals. So such cells are simply called glands, or the group of cells are simply called glands. Okay, so let us see now endocrine system. There are two types of glands in our body, exocrine gland and endocrine gland. Exocrine glands discharge their secretions, means whatever they have made, the chemical, the compounds, so their secretion through ducts directly to external or the epithelial surface. Once again, exocrine glands discharge their secretions through ducts directly to the external or the epithelial surface. Now what is the meaning of ducts? Ducts means whatever they are secreting, okay, whatever the chemicals these exocrine glands are making, those chemicals will travel to their target destination with the help of ducts. So these are the small pipes you can consider. Okay, then examples of such glands are sweat glands. Okay, so sweat glands, they secrete sweat, and it with the help of the ducts it comes to the surface of our skin. Okay, then salivary glands, you know the function of salivary glands, and then there are digestive glands, you know their functions. So whatever the salivary gland, for example, it is secreting the certain sort of enzymes, that is salivary amylase. Okay, and that amylase will be secreted inside our in these glands, and with the help of the ducts it will come to the surface. Which surface? That is inside cavity of our mouth. Then digestive glands, certain glands are present in our stomach also. Okay, this is also salivary gland is also a type of digestive gland. Then on the other hand, endocrine glands are ductless glands. So means they are also secreting something, that's why they have been named as glands. But if they just send their secretions not with the help of duct, means they are ductless glands. So such ductless glands are called endocrine glands. So let us see how they just help their secretions to reach their target organs. They release their secretion directly into the blood. Okay, so it is the duty of the blood to take the secretion to the target organs. Okay, endocrine glands and their secretions together form the endocrine system. Then in human beings, chemical coordination is brought about hormones secreted by endocrine glands. Now hormones are chemical messengers. So do remember students that hormones, they are secreted by endocrine glands. Okay, not exocrine glands but endocrine glands. Hormones are chemical messengers which help to control and coordinate various activities in the body. They regulate growth, development and metabolic activities in human beings. Hormones are produced in small amounts, their action is rapid, and after the action they are soon destroyed in the body. So we will see this hormone topic in our next class in more detail. Till then, goodbye.